kidding me? This is Sideways Talk with Riff Johnson. Go get him, Mr. Riff.
I'm falling sideways under your days. Back again, folks, with another episode of Sideways Talk with Riff Johnson. Today, a very special guest, a friend of mine I've known for a long time, a great musician, killer guitarist, now a one-man traveling band, singer, songwriter extraordinaire, Jiff Ronson. What's up, buddy?
Oh yeah, Jiff Ronson's in the house.
How you doing, man?
Hey, buddy. It's going. Okay, it's not really Jiff Ronson. That's kind of an inside joke. It's actually, let's see if we get it, Anthony Thomas right there.
Yes, Anthony Thomas is my name.
Anthony Thomas is in the house.
That's correct.
I've been doing the solo thing recently. It's been pretty fun so far.
That's good, man.
Yeah, and I got to thank the one and only Riff Johnson. I think I remember, before I ended up doing the looping thing, you sent me a link to the pedal that I have now. The looper pedal, the Boss there.
Yep.
I wanted to get the one that you had to. Really is the one I was looking for, but would have had to wait like months to get it.
Yeah, I'm still not sure if those are available yet. I was going to actually check in. They said November, but they were only going to put out like so many of them. Apparently, there's a component shortage on the TC Helicon Voice Live.
Oh yeah,
it's crazy.
That same component. Yep. So it's a TC Helicon, and I think mine is the Boss RC600 loop station. It is pretty Boss, like the name suggests.
Yep. One thing I like about the Boss, and I don't know if you can do it with the one I have, is when you lay down like a rhythm or something, it brings it down a little in the mix. It lowers it a little bit. Mine is just as loud as you put into it, but I don't know. Maybe that's something I did on accident.
Like when it loops back, you're saying,
right? When it comes back around, so I can beatbox. But sometimes I got to be careful how loud I do it because I don't want it to overpower everything. So it's tricky.
I think the Boss is more for people who like to get into the program and like tinker around and stuff more so.
Yeah.
Like there's unlimited options there, but they can, kind of suffocate you because there's so many.
Yeah.
And like with the playback there, you just have to alter the playback volume on the loop. And
I heard you can like manipulate like every button. It's just crazy. You can set it to whatever you want. That's really cool. It might be more than I want to deal with.
yeah, it is cool. I can make even the undo redo button on it. Yeah. I got that taken out and I just put a loop there.
Cool.
Decided, I'm just gonna do some cutthroat looping here.
Yeah.
Basically, I don't have an undo button.
Yeah, I got an extra.
I just deleted.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I just got an extra pedal that gave me 6 more buttons, and I could program those. So I work around it that way. But my thing,
impressive.
The stuff I do is very simple. It's rarely more than 2 or 3 loops, and that's it. That's about as far as I get into it.
Yeah, same here. I usually run about 3. The most I'll do is 4 on a program. It's pretty cool, man. Since it was my first time doing the solo artist thing, and I say if there's anybody out there who's thinking about getting a looper pedal, and maybe they've seen people do it on TV, or maybe people that they've liked as artists have done it and have thought about wanting to get one. You should definitely do it, I would say. If anything else, it gives you a good way to practice. You can loop whatever you want and play over it and do the one-man band thing. It's pretty fun.
So how long have you been doing the one-man band? This is still pretty new for you.
Oh yeah, very new. So I got the looper pedal. So it was right before I traveled down to South Carolina. And that was in May, I think.
Yep.
In May, yep. So I've been doing it. What would that be? Do math real quick. You got any mathematicians here?
We're math magicians. About 5-6 months, not even 6 months.
The November to 5. Yeah, about 6 months then now.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like learning a whole new musical instrument in a way, I'd say.
There's a lot more than just, I'm not going to say hiding behind your guitar, but you know what I mean. Just being a guitarist in a band, is one thing. Of course, you do like vocal harmonies a lot too, and you would sing.
Yeah.
But it's a different thing when it's just you, and it's the people, and then you want to entertain them, and especially if you throw in things like requests, which I heard you do now too, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I do request a lot. I do offer those. I'm thinking about maybe trying like a more organized way to do it going forward.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you ever? I was thinking like maybe I don't know, get some paper out or something, have people write them in or whatever. I don't know. But it gets to where like I've like because people are requesting songs I've never done before, so it might take me like 10-15 minutes to be able to finish that, so learn it and finish it,
Yeah.
So then like I'm going through a lot of my set, and then it's like trying to balance out, that I'm helping people out to play songs that they request, but also there's other people there who probably would rather hear me just play my set list,
Right.
So kind of like a balancing act there.
If it's going to take me more than a minute to look through it and play it and try to learn it, or two, even a minute, I won't do it. I'll be like, oh, that's a good one, and maybe I'll look at it later. But I've done so many bands and so many songs, and I just know a lot. One thing I do have is on my website. There's a whole spreadsheet of like 600 plus songs of ones that I do, and people can go there and look it up. As they request it, it's pretty much they shout it out. It's funny, we were in Boston there a while ago, and it got a couple different Venmos, and on the Venmo note, it was like, can you play this song? I'm like, oh, I didn't see it when I was playing.
Oh yeah, I like that.
That's a great idea. If you want to send $20 through Venmo, if you had it set up. I mean, I don't have it set up like that, but
there's got to be some sort of rules to it, I think, because then you end up, I don't know, playing I don't know, a couple times I played like 2 requests by one person, Yeah. Then they try to request another one. You're like, man, I mean, it's not really fair to be playing this guy's requests all night long,
it's tricky, man. You'll learn all that stuff. But typically, if it's something that I have heard enough on the radio that I know it, I'll look up the chords real quick, and if I got to zoom real quick, make sure the chords make sense, I'll do that. But if it's going to take a minute or two, it's like, no way, I don't even bother. I'll just say that's a good song, but I don't think I can handle it. But then maybe I'll know something similar. I might know. It might have been like let's say Bon Jovi, but they might not be asking you for Bon Jovi. I don't know, but I know this Bon Jovi song. I'm like, oh, that one's good. You can kind of almost lead people sometimes.
Or you get on there and you're like, yeah, I got something similar coming right up, and then like they're requesting like a rock song, and it's like a ballad. You're like, it's just like it, like the song you requested.
Josh Fry used in my old band. Josh Fry used to be like, oh yeah, we got your Sweet Home Alabama right here, and then he played like Godsmack.
I do make it a point to get on the mic, and I'm like, if you want Freebird, it's going to cost you $2.99. $299.
Oh, I was gonna say $3.
No decimal point. $299 is going to cost.
That's good. That's so funny.
No easy Freebird here.
No. I've done it. I played Freebird at a funeral once. That was a weird thing. It's just that's the only song I played. Somebody asked me to do it, and I whistled that whole guitar part, and everyone was whistling along. It was weird. It was pretty cool, really. But that's my Freebird story. That's one of my Freebird stories. That's all you get.
Yeah, that's a good one. Music is very healing. Music is very healing. So I'm sure it was a good moment for everybody involved.
It really was. I was honored to do it. It was at the time I was just like, this is strange, but no, it was very cool. So you and I, we knew each other back when I was married. So I remember being married. I worked at GE in Pittsfield at the factory, and I was working with Mr. Ryan Garbinski himself, drummer, and he's like, you gotta come check out this guy Tony, and we came to your house. And I remember pretty well. We all went downstairs, and you were playing guitar. He was drumming, and I was just like, wow, this guy's a great guitar player. And you were so quiet, man. You were like one of the quietest guys I ever met. And, but you're really good. But then, a few years later, and I'm sure I told you this before, I had come by. We had kept in touch, and you were like, yeah, man, I've been listening to Vinnie Moore and Malmsteen, all this stuff a lot, and I'm like, oh wow,
Oh yeah, I remember
I've been
that.
taking some lessons with the great Bill Pierce, who we know and love. Shout out to
Yep,
Bill
yep.
Pierce, the
Yep, Bill
baddest
Pierce.
guitar player
We're,
in Bangor.
we're doing some
Missouri.
good shout outs here.
Yeah, oh, he's great, man.
Yeah, he is. Oh yeah, he is.
And I remember coming over, and you were like, you just played along to something, and I was like, holy cow! Like you must have been
Yeah.
just playing like 10
I
hours.
think
a
it
day.
was. I think it was like "Life Force" by Vinnie Moore.
I think
is
so.
what it was.
I think it was like a Vinnie
Yeah.
Moore song, and I was.
And
Just like,
I was at the time. I was probably the best, like as far as skill goes. You
Yeah.
know, like as far as just overall flexibility in my fingers
Yeah.
and playing fast and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
And it didn't
That
even
I've
look
ever
like
been. You know.
Yeah, it didn't even look like your fingers were hardly moving. It was amazing.
But man, yeah, it was like 2-3 hours a day back then. I made a real effort to be like, all right, I kind of suck at everything else. I'm pretty good at this music thing. Let's try to do this thing a little bit more here.
Yep.
So,
That's so funny. But I remember that first time I met you. I think we were pretty similar guitar lead
Yep.
players. And then
yeah.
I came back and I was like, holy cow, man. Tony's
Oh
got
yeah,
some
yeah. It was a
killer
couple
skills.
years,
Yep.
a couple years before the 2 times
Yeah.
before you came back and I was playing Vinnie Moore, huh?
Yeah, it's true. That's awesome, though.
Yeah.
That's really cool, man. And I know you brought your guitar today, so maybe we'll give some kids a little taste of that in a bit.
Yeah, I brought a couple guitars.
Yeah.
In
So,
the back you can.
so your past band experience. So what are some of your memorable band experiences from beginning to now? When did you start playing?
So I grew up. My dad was a musician,
Yes.
and he dabbled with drums, bass, and guitar.
Yeah.
So he had a music room set up in the basement of my house that you had come over
Yeah.
to that time, a long time ago. And when probably my first experience, really memorable one,
Yeah.
was I believe I was in 4th grade, and it was an elementary band thing.
Yeah.
You know, they have them play. You know, you play songs together, but then everybody has, or whoever wants to, gets a little solo, like 30 seconds or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was taking drum lessons from my father, some guy who he was jamming out with. And so I played drum set already.
Mhm.
I think I started 3rd or 4th grade. And I played a drum solo during that band. It was like a concert band, elementary thing. And I remember, I was, doing some beats and a couple pretty intense fills. And when I got done, I remember just hearing just the place explode almost,
Oh wow.
just it was a much bigger reaction than I had expected. I didn't, I don't know. I guess I didn't. I was in 4th grade. I didn't really know what was going to happen, I guess, And I was like, holy crap. And then the ladies were coming over and talking to me and stuff, I was a big pimp,
Yeah.
4th grade pimp,
These are
I
like the
was a
teachers
drummer.
at school. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Hey,
Picking up
Tony.
the teachers. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
talk to you later, Mrs. Smith.
I know. Yeah, that's safe. Probably safe to do that. We won't give them a shout out.
Yeah, we can't. They'd get allegations and get thrown in jail. So can't blame them though.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, that was my first experience, and I think starting out with drums is a good thing too. A really good thing. Gives you a background in rhythm.
Yeah.
So I had and that's all I can read for music to this day, because when I was in elementary band, with drums, you don't learn this musical staff.
Right.
There's no notes. So I never learned that. But just knowing the groupings of the notes and stuff with drums, just gave me a good grasp on rhythm, so that when I started playing guitar when I was 12 or 13, I think.
Yeah.
My dad taught me to start out playing guitar, and I was so good with rhythm at the time that I didn't really have to think that much about what rhythms I was doing, so I could focus more on notes and other things. And yeah, so I mean, I don't know, it's a long story, man.
Yeah.
I'm pretty old. We can both relate to that, I think. So yeah, many memories.
Yeah.
Another one, actually, speaking on that, when I the probably the coolest thing was playing at the Bangor waterfront.
Oh yeah.
Back when they let local bands
Yep.
open
Yep.
up
Yep.
those shows, that was an honor. Didn't realize it at the time. You know, we were like kind of spoiled too because like you play that because we got a show there like once or twice a year for a
Yeah.
couple of years.
That's cool.
And once you played that one, I think the very first time I had played in that show, I joined my band Day's Confession
Yep.
4 days before,
Oh
and
wow.
before the show, and I showed up, and we were for whatever reason, they I don't know. I didn't think there was any logical reason why they did this, but we were second to last on the local stage.
Hmm.
So a lot of the people were showing up for the main stage, and they had told us after the show there was like around at least a couple thousand, but potentially up to like 4,000 people there.
Wow.
So that was pretty crazy. Yeah, some dumb luck things like that, you know,
Yeah.
and then a couple things like with what I'm doing right now, where I feel like kind of putting in a lot of work and
Yeah.
not too much luck in it. There's a lot of skill.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
So yeah,
it's a weird thing. It's there's so many different jobs you have doing the solo thing. You all of it. There's booking and there's even just the show. It's not just necessarily here's my list and I go through it. Some people do, and it's whatever. But I find you build a better rapport when you're interactive with folks. Even if you didn't do requests, you can still like go around, talk to people, and
Yeah.
back and forth on the mic. It makes for a much better show. A lot of venues would rather have that than somebody that's typically skilled, I think, or that's very talented. They'd rather have a better balance
Yeah.
of that kind of thing. Can you make people laugh? Can you joke with them? And it's a bit of an
Right.
art
I think
itself.
that kind of, yeah, with any form of entertainment, I feel like that's like kind of like a baseline thing, you know,
Yeah.
is like, you know, can you entertain them? Like, are they going to be feeling good in your presence and ready to have a good time? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's definitely a lot of hats to wear doing this thing. A lot of different, like versatile skills too,
Yeah.
you know, like the skill that it would take me to, you know, dive into my guitar and learn a Vinnie Moore song, for instance,
Yeah.
is like complete opposite of the skill to go and be social to a big group of people and be
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So
Totally.
it's like,
Totally different.
yeah, it's yep. It's you know, it's kind of like when I used to work in the healthcare field. It's kind of like
Yeah.
that. It's kind of like getting me, you know, I'm not naturally the most social person, so I think
Yeah.
it's good for me to kind of throw myself into situations like that, so I don't, you know, end up secluding myself and
Definitely.
getting all depressed and all that stuff that, you know, it's not good. So
Yeah, no, that's great, man. I think any of that will help. It'll help, bring you out of your shell, whatever it is that, it is a weird, interesting thing. Believe me, singing to your phone and stuff's weird too. That whole thing with the pandemic is just so strange, going live and all that. But I'm so
Yeah.
I'm grateful for it now. I mean, now we're literally
Yeah.
traveling across the country, and it's just like, it's not always easy. It's
Yeah.
rather not easy at all. It looks
Yeah.
like a lot more fun
no,
than
I
it is.
not. Yeah,
But
yeah,
it's
it's a lot
great.
of work just traveling locally. I feel
Yeah.
like is a lot of work.
Yeah, but you've been getting
yeah.
quite a few shows. You've been doing like a few last weekend, and you got more coming
Yep.
up. And,
Yeah, but I've been going pretty, you know, I've been right into it, trying to get shows,
Good.
like, and going back to healthcare, like I learned how to be on the phone, you know, more professional
Yeah.
and to document things more.
Yep.
So like I've kind of built a system around what I used to do in healthcare with the way I'm talking with people and like what is being said, you know, because if I didn't, then I would be like, oh, okay, yeah, you want to give me a show? Oh, damn, I forgot your name. You know, I'd be like forgetting everybody's name or
Yeah, take good notes.
Yep. There's a lot to it that I think a lot of people don't realize.
Definitely.
But you know, it's like everything else too. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, not much is really easy. So
Yeah.
but,
Do you play any of your original stuff at your shows? That's a tricky.
So I,
That's a tricky.
yep, I just started trying to follow in your footsteps and throw a couple of those in. I got Slip Away on their last gig.
Good.
Yep. So yep, it's gonna be a pretty slow progression, but I don't like takes a lot of time to learn these songs. I kind of gotta. I don't know how you kind of approach learning songs with the looper thing. Aren't you?
My
What's
own
your
or any song.
Yeah, like with any song, do you have like a way that you approach every
Pretty
like a general bass line?
Pretty much, it's a beatbox that's something similar to what it's doing, what the song is, and then an acoustic chord progression, and then I'll just make up something like with the octave, bass, and that's about it. Play lead over it. I mean anything like Another Brick in the Wall, Pink Floyd's pretty simple. It's just a thing, and then it's just literally D minor, bam, did it, and then it's boom, 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 and that's the whole song almost. And then just play lead over it, sing over it, and it's pretty neat. A lot of people still think I use backing tracks because I do it so fast, and that's what I try to do. I try to do it seamless, just do it really quick. But it doesn't always work out. I get the beat wrong, and I got to start over. People are pretty forgiving though. I've had it before where they start over 4 or 5 times. I'm like, oh, this is awful.
Yep. Like that time that show you came to of mine, my pedal just shut off in the middle of the song. I hate when that happens.
I think it was the first one I came to see.
Yep. That hasn't happened much since.
No.
So
those people loved you, man. I was gonna say the management and people were just like, "Oh my gosh, Tony's so wonderful. We love him to pieces. He did this song and he did this and he did this." I was like, "Oh my god!" And I'm like, "Wow, this is great. I guess I don't have to stay in Maine anymore. I'm gone, guys."
I can cover it, huh?
But they gave me a show too. It was great. I loved it.
I mean, it's. I think with my approach, like, I don't know. I probably make things more difficult than they have to be. It's pretty standard for my personality, I think.
It sounds good to me.
But I'll like try songs that like you wouldn't like. Like I'll be like, oh, I just want to do this song so bad, so I'm like, gonna, squeeze it in and make it happen, even when it's not natural, Like for instance, like I'm doing. Did you see? What is it? Got a Feeling by Black Eyed Peas?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that one like takes me like 3 minutes to set up the loops at the beginning, but
it sounded good though. Bam, bam,
bam,
bam,
as long as you're keeping that beat going, and keeping like keeping a groove with it, and keep building on it, the loops can feel like kind of like a beginning instrumental thing, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
so,
definitely.
So I don't feel like that's a big thing.
I kind of stole one of yours. I heard, Hero by Foo Fighters. When you're doing like, I just beatboxed that part, and I kind of took. I was like, that's actually a really cool loop. And I just did the simple beat and that little ding, 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 and that's all I do. And I do the rest of the chords and singing. But I'm like, it brings it more to life. I think I love that song. But when you're just playing it acoustic, which is fine, but I really like that approach, and it's a different beat. It's different than something typical. So I kind of like doing that. But I literally saw your video that I was like, oh, I'm gonna take that. And
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's that's what we're supposed to do. That's how we get better.
No, I learned from Tony. It's so good, man.
I said you gotta learn a song that I play. I learn a song you play.
That's fine. That's cool, man.
Just show up and no one will know. It's I don't know.
That works out, man.
I still want to do like a hip hop set. I'll show up with like
funny
flashing glasses, like fluorescent and like like all decked out, and just come up with a new name and just do all pop songs, and like and then I'll come back and pretend like I'm a different person. Doing a rock set,
That's literally when they were making that country bar restaurant in Brewer. That was High Tide. Was going to be same owner, but it burned before it got open, and that was literally when I was going to think about being Jeff Ronson and do just do country music, just do like 90s country music the whole night, because it was a requirement for someone to be kind of like in Nashville. When you get to Nashville, like, oh, you need to do 80 or 90% country songs. I'm like,
Yep.
gross.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion, and yours.
Yeah, the legend of Jeff Ronson.
Yeah,
Man.
and
Yep.
that would have been funny. You imagine wearing a cowboy hat, and a belt buckle, and flannel. It's
Yeah. Yeah,
howdy,
that'd be
folks.
awesome. I'd like it.
I just do Brooks and Dunn and Garth Brooks all night, probably.
Yep. Yeah, it's like you said with like the entertainment factor, like, sometimes that's kind of what it takes to get people to have fun is to kind of be out there and
Yeah.
not afraid to try some wacky things,
Yeah,
I feel like anyways.
That's actually really true. And I have friends that get up there and they just wild and crazy and foolish. And I'm a little more reserved than that. But people love it and they remember that. If you can be kind of just like, give yourselves a hand, and they're like, oh, okay. It's kind of funny. There's just funny things people can do. Entertainment wise, if you think about it, do you know who Adam and the Metal Hawks are? You see those guys? The guy that looks like Jack Black, and he sings like he's got the big hair, big guy, and he's always singing.
I don't.
Oh my
No,
gosh!
but it sounds good though.
You should check them out. That guy is hilarious. Jack Black even shared a couple of their videos. Like he was singing, he was doing one of the Tenacious D songs. And Jack Black did
might
like
have
a
seen
split
that
screen. Yeah, like Jack Black's like doing that, and he's like kind of singing along and being like, but the guy's just so wild and crazy. They're touring. They're touring the world. It's incredible.
Did he sounds a lot like Jack Black, like he did a really spot on impersonation.
Yeah, and he's big hair, big guy. He's he's hilarious. Can't think of his name. Adam something. He's been like a contestant on American Idol, and so he's been at it for a while. But his band is like. They're just blowing up. They just had their first album come out a little while ago, and it's just they're having a blast, man. They're getting, I mean, they've been opening for big names, and they've been getting like flown across the country, like across the world to play different festivals. And it's amazing, but you never know. But they really use that social media. That's the thing, man. That's why I always tell you, man, just get on there and do some shredding licks and stuff, or do some funny stuff. Any of that, I got a feeling, any of that stuff. Just do
eventually
10 to 15 second clip and just see what happens.
Yeah,
throw it out there.
Eventually, I'm the type of guy who like in order to start something, like I gotta be ready to invest it, more than like because if I don't, then I'll just do it one time and then not be consistent with it, and then I'm like, why did I even do it that one time?
Yeah.
So it's just getting to that point. Right now, I'm just trying to build my set list for my shows and
good.
Keep it a little more fresh because I do a lot of pretty typical bar songs, a lot of stuff that we did in our old band Left on Red.
Yeah.
Which was the first time I ever sang in a cover band, really.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Yep. So that was kind of where I kind of got my confidence back with my singing a little bit. And I was like, man,
I'll tell you,
I
man,
would do this more.
Even though most people were drunk, that last song every night was off the chain. It's
Lit bodies.
The bodies hit the floor. People went crazy. That was like just the coolest. It sucks that we went on such a high note and then it's over. And people were like, oh.
Yeah. I don't think we expected it to be that big of a hit.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Man, you get the right crowd in Maine, certain areas and they love the metal stuff.
They do, yeah.
Even when I see national bands play, a lot of times they'll point like, oh, wow, you guys really like the heavy stuff, huh?
Yeah.
And then so I appreciate that. We could do a little less country music, but
yeah, right. I still haven't done Jason Aldean.
Yeah. We should do a disclaimer warning for country music fans.
I know.
It's just not the best music these days.
It's just not the best. It's just, to me, it's not the best ever. I do, honestly, though, and I have friends that are country artists, and they're great at what they do. I'm just not a country fan, and I feel bad sometimes because I think people take it personally. Oh.
You zoomed in.
Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, jeez, hold on a sec. I've got low juice, man. Oh, no, I can't do this.
Uh-oh.
Put this in.
So what are you going to have to do now? A cut or something, or are we still live?
I don't know, but I'm going to have to get up and fix this. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, my God. Why doesn't it come? Oh, my God. Hold on.
Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties.
There you
Riff
go.
Johnson
I'm just leaving it.
sideways. Technical difficulties.
I'm leaving it, man. My battery was almost gone on the computer.
Oh, yeah, that happens.
I don't think I even charged it all the way up.
I'm thankful my computer hasn't crashed yet.
I know. I keep thinking we're at
Just juked it, but
30 minutes right now for this show. I can't believe we've been talking for 30 minutes. Hopefully it'll go through the whole thing here. I don't have a ton of time, but
what were we last talking about?
I
can't remember.
don't know, man. My whole life flashed before my eyes. No,
It's all over.
I don't even know.
That's a wrap. That's a wrap.
All right, folks. It was good to see you. Have a nice night. Don't drink and drive.
Yep.
I don't even remember, man. We'll have to listen back to this and be like, oh yeah, that stuff.
Yep.
That's all right.
I feel like I had more to say, but now it's
You
it's all
probably
gone.
did. Oh, we were talking about country music. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad,
Yeah,
but
right.
at the same time, I know if there's people out there, if I don't like that particularly, I'm looking for those people that are around my age that are big 80s fans, whatever, retro kind of geeky kind of whatever, video game loving people. That's kind of demographic I'm looking for. But like I said, I have friends that are in the industry and they do great.
Yeah, I mean, I have respect
it's
for
just-
country musicians. I'll go to shows and whatnot. I think live music is it's a pretty great thing.
It is.
No matter what it is, really,
Yep.
as long as it's really like I respect musicians who play their instruments live more than playing to a soundtrack. No matter what, like it could be my favorite style of music, and they're playing to a soundtrack, and I'd rather see a country musician playing live.
Yeah, I get what you're
So
saying.
you got to respect that about it, that it's still raw and live and whatnot. So I'm just not. I don't know. I think most of it is probably that it's so popular in our area. That's most of the reason why I can't stand it as much these days.
It is. Maine's very heavily. Actually, Florida is too. There's certain parts of the country. It's funny as you get around the country. Everyone loves 80s stuff and 90s. 90s almost goes over perfect anywhere you go if you're doing covers.
Yeah.
I mean, the 90s stuff.
That's surprising to me.
Yeah, they really do. It doesn't. You can go downtown Nashville and people are jamming out to 80s and 90s stuff too. Yeah, even if they're mostly doing country, they'll throw in that stuff, and a lot of it's Tom Petty, and a lot of it is just stuff that's great. John Mellencamp, and it was all good stuff. But I am trying to lean more towards doing just originals eventually here, or mostly all originals, and doing my show. Now that my second album's finally out, I have 22 songs or 21 songs to choose from.
For originals?
For originals, which
Yeah,
is
awesome.
Which
That's
is way
awesome.
more than I had out there, So
Good for you, man. That's cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have a goal, I think, and just playing covers over and over again. I feel like after a while, you're like, all right, what is the ultimate goal here? And especially people who are competent to write their own music and whatnot. I feel like if you can do it, there should be more people playing the bars, playing original music. Just become a thing where you're like, oh, you got to play, X, Y, and Z at the bar and whatnot, or for the bar owners or whatever. But I think I'm going to take that route too. When I get the time, I'm going to get as many originals on the list as I can get away with.
Yeah, man.
And go from there.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is if you think about it, the bar stuff's great and you can make some money and it's fun and it's it beats doing a lot of other secular jobs, but your own original stuff is the you can fully market that, like whatever money you make from that is yours. You know what I mean? Like, so if you can blow up with a video or something, or you can sell 1 million downloads, you're a millionaire. I mean, eventually.
That's a way to separate yourself too from the other people around. I think it's to play more original songs.
Yeah. So
if they don't stink,
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Hopefully they're pretty good. Your stuff's great, man. I really dig that. the one about the hound or the wolf inside.
The wolf. Yep. Yep.
What's
Yeah,
that?
that's gonna be tricky because I got
Do it
the
live.
4 part harmony
Yep.
thing. So I'm gonna have to
Oh,
like
that's right.
go back and learn those exact harmonies and
Lay
like
'em down.
practice them over and over again.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
man.
because I'd have to lay them down at the beginning of the song, and
Yeah.
yeah, that one would be challenging, but I think it
Yeah.
definitely well worth
Yeah.
learning it. I think it'd be
Yeah. I got to start doing.
pretty cool.
I got to start doing One Long Summer more. I've only done it a couple times live. It's just laying it down messes with my head. If I just did it more often, I'd be fine. Even the lyrics aren't bad. If I have them in front of me, I can zip through
Yep.
them pretty easy. But just setting it up with all the vocals and stuff, and which, by the way, Anthony Thomas is in that video. The
Yep,
Jenny
yep,
Jean
yep.
jacket and all the guys.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
It was awesome. Thank you for that, by the way.
I'm the eye candy of the video.
That's correct. Yeah, with the glasses on, looking pretty mean.
Yep,
No,
yep,
that was
yep.
good. That was fun. Man, we did that in one. We did that in one 30-minute break. We did the whole thing.
Yep.
It was unbelievable.
I'm surprised that went over. Yeah, that went over really
I
well.
felt a little bad because it was my paid gig. It was my show, and
Yep, yep.
and Matt Brand from the Poorhouse was so nice. He was just like, "Yeah, man, it's cool." And
Yep.
so and that hey, that's another option too. Is the Poorhouse is opening up in Newport, or the
Yep,
Emerald.
yep. The Somerset Poorhouse.
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
calling it. Yep, yep. I
Somerset
went in and gave him my business card when they had like an
Cool.
open house there.
Oh, nice.
Have you been in there yet?
I had been in when they were constructing it, and he's doing an
Yep.
awesome job. Last
Man,
time
it
I
looks so much bigger
looks
now
so
since
good.
they.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's so much better
where they
than
put
it
the
was.
stage and everything, it looks
Yep.
great. Yeah,
And I think it's a way better venue than
Yeah.
Poorhouse
Yeah.
or Penobscot because that one's like so thin. I feel
Yep.
like
I think
long.
so too. They and honestly, for anybody to open that back up, they'll do a great job.
Yeah,
Yes, but Matt and Pat, they're both good dudes. Matt's typically who I deal with. But yeah, man, if you can get in there, I mean, that's a local. I would
Yeah.
think you'd hopefully get a lot of local support too. You know.
yeah. They've got to let me in there. They've got to.
I'm
I mean,
local,
there's
man.
Really, no choice.
You
know,
have no choice.
So you're gonna have to get get the PD ready.
Yeah.
Get the
But-
fire department ready.
Yeah. We're gonna have to hope people. When we used to play there in a band, well, you remember, you did the other band. We weren't in the same band, but even my band, man, it'd be like 300, 350 people in that place. It's crazy.
Yep.
Same thing with Chemical Dependence. It was nuts.
Yep.
It was nuts.
Yeah. That bands.
Yeah.
That's some of those shows
Yeah.
were packed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Good times. Good
Yeah,
times.
definitely. I miss all those guys, man. Oh, so much fun.
Yeah. Yep. It's a good times. I mean, playing solo has its advantages and disadvantages.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I would love to play in a band every night. And eventually that might be the goal. Right now it's just like it's so much easier to deal with yourself, your own schedule. You don't have to worry about people and their families and it's just so hard.
Yeah, it's probably helpful when you're doing it mostly full time to like
Yeah.
do the solo thing and a band on top of it, right? I would think because then you can get into because I don't know how successful you've been, but like getting into the 9 to 1 slot or whatnot, or as a solo artist, I haven't broken into that quite yet.
Not very often, sometimes, depending on the
Yeah.
place. As I travel, some places are more prone to doing that, bars
Yeah.
and stuff with the one guy. But yeah, a lot of times, and I love, honestly, playing restaurants. You're typically dealing with less drunk people. You might be kind of background music, depending where it is. But
Yep.
I
Yep.
love that. I love that 6 to 9 p.m., 5 to 8, and I'm like, oh, I got the rest of the night, do whatever I want. And
Yep,
and,
yep.
and Bangor is great because I'd go out and see bands at the Poorhouse or different places. I'm like, oh, well, let's go see who's playing.
Yep. Yeah, I played Blue Sky Lounge 3
Yep.
times now. Shout out to Blue Sky Lounge.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been great to me so far.
Yeah, that was far better I thought it was going to be.
Yep.
I think
Yeah.
when they started out, they were putting musicians out in the big room, and then they
Oh.
transferred them into that little room. That was so much smarter.
Yeah.
But that was
Yeah,
a fun
I-
place, man. I had a blast there. That's
Yeah,
good.
me too. Yeah, I'm trying to find more places right now that will
Yep.
try to get me in, and I'm just dreaming about I think you and a couple other people had mentioned. Oh, sometimes at the beginning of the year you'll contact them and they're like, oh, we can do like every month for the next, you know, whatever, 6 months or something.
Sometimes, yes.
I haven't had that happen yet,
Yeah.
and it's so like every show I get, I've got to be proactive to
Yeah.
make it happen.
Yep. I'm not sure. Yeah. Jeez. I didn't have this last time, but for a while, yeah, I would do that. I'd have once a month, or some places it was a weekly thing. I've had a couple
Yep.
of those that were great. The Sea Dog I did every Monday for a while, and
Yeah,
the
wow.
up in Greenville for about a year I did the the stress free moose every Monday for like a year. It was a
Stress free. Oh, yeah.
That was a great
Yeah, they just
gig.
they hired me
They
to play
really?
in July.
Oh, nice. Have you been yet?
Nope.
Oh.
But they gave me a double header, which I hadn't gotten
Two
yet.
nights, yeah.
So I was like, yeah, that works for me.
Dude,
I'll
that's
probably
awesome. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
you'll
yeah.
love it, man. The steak tips are fantastic, and you eat for free. Just
steak tips. All right, I gotta remember that
I
steak
hope,
tips.
I hope you get to eat for free. But yeah, they're so
Yeah.
good.
Another good one is Pat's in Dover. I
It
feel
is. It is so
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
dude. That place is always. I don't think I've
Yep.
been there any night where it wasn't wild.
like. Yeah, they're usually pretty packed, and they give you free food and
Yep.
let
they're
you
very
drink.
nice.
And-
Yep.
Yeah, very nice and accommodating. So
Yeah,
yeah, those are my favorite two so far.
yeah, those are good, man. Yep.
Yep. So it's been fun.
That's good. That's good to hear, man. Trying to think. Oh, did you want to play a little guitar?
I can play a little guitar.
I'm like a pretty okay lead player.
Yeah,
I can get
I don't
by.
know.
I can get by, but
I don't want to talk myself up too much right now.
You
I'm
can
not
just
like
show
a, you know, I sing now and
Yeah.
do a bunch of other things. So I think that naturally means I'm not as good at guitar, right? Or
I
that's
don't
my
know.
that's my excuse,
We
anyways.
can let the people decide.
Yep.
Play us
So,
a ditty.
what's that? Yep.
Please.
Okay. I'll do my. Oh, I don't want that pickup. Show you guys some arpeggios, huh?
Perfect.
Do yeah. So.
It did the thing again where it went quieter.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, because I think
Oh.
it was just overpowering the mic or something. We'll see if it comes
crap.
back.
Oh well. I have trouble bending with the way the action is on this guitar. Yeah. So that's arpeggios. I don't know if anybody, you know, it's you can find many lessons on YouTube about sweep picking, but basically it's kind of like just synchronizing all of your fingers together
Yeah.
and going with all upstrokes
Yep.
going up this way and then all downstrokes going this way,
Yeah.
and then practicing that
Yeah,
for like
slow.
2 hours a day for like months and months
Yeah.
in your bedroom being all depressed and like, why can't I play this?
Yeah. Yeah.
And eventually you get it down. So
That's great. That's good.
so that's arpeggios. And
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know if I have I don't know, could I perform a song potentially?
If you wanted to. Yeah.
Yeah, let's let me pull this up here a second.
This isn't even scripted, folks. This is off the cuff.
No, we're off the cuff. Off the cuff here,
Yeah.
completely off the cuff. All right, pull you back up. All right, bring this back into frame.
There we go. Tips. Look at that. Tips in a Gatorade.
Yep,
Actually,
Tips?
you can't see that part on their video, but I can see it on
I
the
gotta
video.
remember the tips part.
Yeah.
Love steak tips.
Yeah. Yep.
That's one of the better parts sometimes too of going out,
It is.
getting the show, getting that free meal, man. It's pretty
Yeah.
good.
It's very good. Look at
I know
that.
one of the times at Pat's, I didn't I don't know. I'm just kind of like all focused on playing my set, and I'd forgotten all about it. And they're like, "Oh, well, we'll go reheat up some stuff," and I got like a big, huge taco salad.
Yeah.
It was it was the bomb at
It's the
Pat's in Dover.
That's awesome. Yep.
Yeah. Check, check, check. All
Sounds
right.
great.
Does it sound okay? All
Yep.
right. So I know you do this song too, Riff. It's just kind of like an acoustic, more vibe of this song than I was when compared to what I was previously doing with it. But
Okay.
it's Foo Fighters. I'll just do some Foo Fighters Everlong. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Hello, I've waited here for you ever long. But tonight I throw myself into out of the red she sang. Come down and waste away with me, down with me. The slow out you wanted it to be. Over my head, out of her head she sang. And I wonder when I sing along with you, if anything could ever be this real forever. If anything could ever be this good again. The only thing I'll ever ask of you, you gotta promise not to stop when I say, when she sang. Breathe out so I can breathe you in, hold you in. And now I know you've always been out of her head, out of her head I sang. And I wonder when I sing along with you, if anything could ever be this real forever. If anything could ever be this good again. The only thing I'll ever ask of you, you gotta promise not to stop when I say, when she sang.
Dude, that's cool.
Yeah.
I never heard a version quite like that. Was that one like Dave done, or is that just something you kind of came up with?
Yeah, I just came up with it one day.
Oh, it's cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I was doing it with the drum beat and everything, and
Yeah.
like you got to play the bridge there. That and I wonder that whole thing there. like I didn't have enough loops to even put anything there, so I was just like playing just with the guitar only there.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then the drum beat on that song too is like so, it changes so much,
Yep.
with the fills in the
Oh
chorus,
yeah.
you know.
Yep.
So I was like, yeah, I got to come up with something else here.
That's cool.
And,
I really like the open chords, like the changing chords, like continuously changing. That's cool. That sounded good.
yeah,
That's different. That
yeah.
different take. Yeah. Cause
Thanks for yeah, give
yeah.
me a platform here to
Yeah.
play some music.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I never did was I never did the shout out to um Anthony Thomas Facebook webpage. You're gonna have to end up just saying it, I guess.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right now.
Yeah, like yeah, if you want to, where people can find you. I was gonna.
Yeah.
I usually do that. I have another screen and I forgot about it.
That's fine. So yeah, it's my Facebook page is Anthony Thomas Music,
Oh, there you go.
and my YouTube page is Anthony Thomas Music.
Oh, there you
So
go.
yeah, so you can check me out on Facebook. I have mostly my live stuff. My Facebook page is more centered around
Yeah.
my live cover stuff, and then and my YouTube page more centered around my original stuff. I have
Cool.
a full seven song album on my YouTube
Yeah.
channel called Let It Slip Away.
Can you
check
hold on? Can you say the name of the album again? I think it cut out.
Let It Slip Away.
Yeah.
Is the name of the album. Yep, and it's something that I put together, kind of the pretty typical thing when you end a relationship, go into a pretty big depression, and then like around that time was when COVID hit too. So I had all that time to kind of take all my energy from that breakup and put it into an album, and that's kind of what I did. And
Yeah.
it's kind of a little bit more mellow and like I don't know, it's a very emotional, like a moody, I guess would be a good word. A little bit more of a moody album than
Yeah.
I would shoot for really. But I think it's kind of like as all albums are, it's kind of like a moment in time,
Yeah.
that's been captured, and I think captured that moment pretty well.
Yeah.
So
I think it came out great. I was surprised because I'm used to a lot of your Planet AI stuff and your kind of heavy, like really, like you got some metal, you got some chops for it, and you're a metal fan. A lot of your kind of metal stuff, and then I heard that, and I was just like, oh wow, this is more like a just a straight rock kind of ballady kind of. It was good stuff. Not that the other stuff's not good, but this stuff is more in my appreciation wheelhouse, whatever you want to call it. Harmonies, vocals, guitar, and a lot of melody, strings, and background vocals. It's really great, man. Really well done.
yeah, I've always tried out different styles. When I was in high school, I had to mess around a rap group called the 420 Crew.
There you go.
I had a couple of friends who came over, and we all come up with our own rap names, and
That's so funny.
we'd get some CDs, of that would take the vocals out and it'd just be the beats of the songs.
Yeah.
And we'd come up with our own raps over it and stuff.
Awesome.
Get all baked. And,
Get all baked. Hey, yeah.
in my room, which was nicknamed the oven,
Yeah.
because stuff was always cooking there.
Yep. Well, there you
So
go.
I always had a wide range of musical things that I like to do.
Yeah.
I think I aim towards metal a little bit because of the just like help me push boundaries a little more maybe.
Mhm.
But yeah, I like most all music except for country music.
There you go. I'm with you, man. Jeez. That's so funny. I don't know. I get a kick out of it, man.
Disclaimer.
Yeah. If I ever have to hear Wagon Wheel one more time. No,
Yep.
this song's not terrible, and I will throw that in if the tip is big enough. No, it's not bad. In the original, I think Darius Rucker killed it for us, but the original song, the Old Crow Medicine Show, not a bad song. But
I can appreciate it. Like
I just
said,
rather not. I'd rather not if I can help.
Yeah, I can't copy. I can't sound like a country singer, anyways. Like I don't know. It kind of seems like everybody's kind of trying to make their voice sound different than what it is naturally.
Yeah.
That might be another reason why.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I get
fun
people.
stuff.
I get people that are like, "Oh, but you have such a great voice for country." I'm like,
Yeah,
ugh. I had a guy literally was like, "What do you say? You got a great voice for Cat Stevens." I'm like, "Really?" I imagine anybody can probably pull off some Cat Stevens. I mean, I don't know,
yeah.
but that literally happened at a show. I'm like, I was thought you were gonna say Chris Cornell, maybe. I mean, that's I like that more. Bon Jovi, but
Kind
whatever.
of always got to wonder when they if it's like a low key insult or something, when
No,
they're comparing
I
it
don't
to
think it
artists.
was. That guy was of that demographic. I think he
Yeah,
just loves some Cat Stevens. But it's so funny. Your voice is so great for Cat
yeah,
Stevens. I'm like, yeah.
yeah. I'm I'm not
No.
that familiar with him somehow. I don't know.
Yeah. The the what is it? The Cats in the Cradle and the Silver Spoons. That you know.
Yep.
Boom,
Uh,
boom, boom, doo, 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 doo. But he did do Wild World, and in the '90s,
oh yeah, that's good.
Mr. Big did that. Ooh, baby, baby, it's a wild, and that was the jam. I really love their version. And if Cat Stevens comes up, that's
Yep.
what I gravitate towards. I throw
Nice.
some Wild World, and you can loop that. It's pretty cool. It's in like a D minor or something. It's a
Yeah.
cool one. That
I
one's good.
definitely got to start adding in more classic songs. There is a big crowd for that, and
There is, yeah,
I like a lot of classic rock songs too. So I mean, it's
yep,
not like it would be hugely
yeah,
challenging or stressful thing.
yep.
Some Queen would be cool.
Queen, the hardest part's the vocals for sure, but I mean they were great.
Yep,
Ugh,
they're right in my wheelhouse though.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
any band that has like a artistic sense to
yep,
them, and
cool,
a little bit unique and
yeah,
whatnot.
yeah. Oh,
But yeah,
they're unique.
yep. Oh yeah, they are. Yep.
It's awesome.
Freddie Mercury, he was a unique
Oh my
guy.
gosh, unbelievable, man.
Yep.
That's awesome. All right, man. Well, I got to go live here.
Yeah.
From
Have
East
good
Tennessee.
have a good tour, man. It's pretty
Thank you.
great that you're getting out and touring the country and whatnot. Pretty.
It's wild.
Uh, being a good role model for musicians in the
Yeah.
main area. I think.
Hopefully, hopefully,
Yep. Yep.
we'll see where it
Keep
goes.
being keep being the good Riff
Yeah.
Johnson and stop upsetting people with your country music disses on the internet, and you'll be good.
I've slowed down a little,
I don't blame you,
but it
dude.
got me a lot of viewers. I'm just saying.
Yeah, yeah. You're able to withstand the pain,
Oh,
from
I
all
love
the
it.
hate
I
and
love it,
whatnot.
man. They say to just ignore that stuff. I love the haters. It's the
Yeah,
weirdest thing. I love respond. I don't respond mean, but I will, give it back to them. Whatever it is, or I'll just point out something really silly and hopefully they realize that I don't know. People are dumb.
yeah. Anything to let them know that, like, why are we taking this so seriously? I
Yeah.
think it's not a bad thing.
Someone just writes.
People get pissed.
Someone writes in a comment FAG, and then I
Yeah,
go cigarette. It's a
yeah,
stupid response.
yeah, yeah,
I love that
yeah,
stuff. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't care. I love it.
That's probably the best way to approach it. I like it. I gotta try it out.
Yeah. Then I get people that come in with like I'm just here for the Riff Johnson comments. Just hear
Yeah,
them saying it back. Some people get offended. Whatever. It's people are
yeah.
too. We could go on that topic forever.
Oh
People
yeah,
are
it's
easily
the internet.
it's too
That's
bad.
just
It's a
nature of
different.
the beast.
Yeah, it's a different world, and I'm glad we grew up in the time that we did, and we could kind of know the difference, how it was before and how it is now. And some people,
Yeah,
this is all they have, and it's just, ugh,
that's true.
it's
That's a
weird.
good point.
It's too bad.
False sense of reality. It
For
can
real.
give some newer folks. Yeah, for sure.
Yep. Very good, my friend.
Yeah.
Well, thanks,
Thanks
dude.
for having me, dude.
Yeah, thanks for ripping up
Appreciate it.
some guitar. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll be playing December 1st is my next show at
nice.
Sandy's Saloon in Orland.
Oh, I haven't been there yet.
Yep.
People seem to love it. That's cool.
Yep.
Sandy's.
Nice,
Go
nice
check
little
Go check
place.
out.
Yep.
And if you're in Fernandina Beach, Florida, I'll be at the Salt Life Food Shack on December 1st.
Yep.
So either end of the coast there, up in Maine
Yep.
or Florida. If you're at either one, you can see
Yep.
Tony, Anthony Thomas, or Riff Johnson. It's a good time.
Take a flight down.
Yeah.
Probably not get there in time, but
No.
get there for the after
Well,
show maybe.
we'll be there for the second and third, same place. So there you go. Just come down
There you go.
Saturday or Sunday. Just cool, man. Well, thanks, dude. It's great to hear from you, and I'll be back in
Yep.
June, and we'll hook up, I'm sure. And
Yep. Hell yeah. Good to talk to you, man. Keep rocking it.
Thank you for that.
Hell yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
buddy. We'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Thanks.
Yes. Have a good one.
All right.
Where's the damn button? Right there.
I'm falling sad.